You are the keeper of the silence. Here, at the edge of everything, your official title is Senior Archivist of the Eridanus Deep Space Archive. This sounds grand, important. But the truth is simpler. You are the only archivist, which also makes you the junior archivist, and the janitor, and the only soul for 1,000 light years. For 1,825 rotations, this has been your world. A delicate bubble of recycled air and quiet data streams. A metal cocoon docked to a library the size of a city. Your purpose is to listen. You are a cosmic librarian. Your patrons are long dead. Your books are the fading whispers of forgotten empires. You sort the echoes of supernovae. You catalog the gravitational size of black holes. The archive is a mausoleum of information, a place where history comes to sleep soundly. You are its gentle, human caretaker, a ghost watching over a graveyard of other ghosts. It is a peaceful existence, a solitary one, but never a lonely one. The silence itself is your companion. It is a vast, comfortable blanket woven from nebulae and starlight. Today, however, that blanket is torn. It is shredded by a single, sharp sound, a sound that cuts through the hum of the life support systems. A ping, a clean, pure, electronic chime you have never heard before. It is not an alarm for hull integrity. It is not a warning of a system failure. It is something else entirely. Your console, a smooth expanse of dark glass, flashes with a symbol you do not recognize. It is a spiral within a circle, pulsing with a soft, silver light. This is not possible. You know every function of this archive, every subroutine, every alert tone. The system is designed for one purpose: to receive known signals from the past. Everything is categorized. Everything is expected. This new signal is neither. It is active. It is live. And it is speaking a language that does not exist in any known galactic database. The system should have firewalled it. It should have discarded it as noise. Yet, it bypassed every protocol. It presented itself directly to you. Your heart, a small, frantic drum in the cathedral of quiet, beats faster. You run a top-level diagnostic. Every test comes back green. The system is functioning perfectly. You run another, deeper one, a core-level integrity check. The result is the same. The signal is real. It is not an error. It is a message. You access the source telemetry data. The signal comes from a sector of space marked completely empty, a great, yawning void between the spiral arms of the galaxy. It is a place designated on all star charts as the Black Expanse. The official advice for that region is simple. Turn back. No one goes there. Not the boldest corporate explorers, not the most desperate pirates, not even the strange, energy-based life forms that dance in star coronas. The Expanse is a place where physics seems weary, where space itself feels thin. It should contain nothing, nothing but cold, dark, and more nothing. It is the galaxy's final, unanswered question mark. And now, something inside it is calling out. You lean closer to the glowing console. The information streams across the screen. This is not a language of sound or of syntax. It is a language of pure mathematics. A breathtakingly complex, elegant equation unfolding in real time. It describes quantum states in ways your greatest minds have only dreamed of. It is beautiful. It is terrifying. And it is structured like a question. A key, waiting for a lock. It seems to be waiting for an answer. Your quiet, peaceful duty has just ended. A new, far more dangerous one is about to begin. You feel a strange sense of loss. The comfortable silence is gone forever. In its place, there is only a ringing, terrible purpose. Your fingers, suddenly feeling clumsy, fly across the console. You must pinpoint the source. You must know what is sending this impossible message. You reroute power from non-essential systems. The archive's ambient lighting dims slightly. The gentle hum of the air recyclers drops a full octave. You are diverting everything you can spare, everything into the long-range sensors. This is a delicate process, like focusing a telescope with a watchmaker's precision. Your small ship, the Quill, is docked securely to the archive's main spire. It is a simple vessel, more of a space-worn tugboat than a proud cruiser, but its sensor suite is surprisingly robust, a custom modification you insisted upon before taking this post. You had a feeling, a strange, illogical human hunch, that you might need to see something far away one day. You link the Quill's sensors to the archive's main array. You slave them together. You create a single, powerful eye. You point this new eye toward the mysterious coordinates in the black expanse. You hold your breath. The image resolves with agonizing slowness. Light from that distance is ancient, traveling for millennia to reach you. Pixel by agonizing pixel, a picture builds on your main view screen. It is not a star. It is not a rogue planet. It is a structure, a megastructure of such impossible scale that your mind struggles to accept it. It hangs in the deep void like a shard of polished obsidian. Its design is utterly alien. It follows no known architectural principles. Not Cathar, not Lumina. Nothing in the galactic registry comes close. It is a lattice of black, crystalline metal, a web of sharp angles and unsettling curves. It seems to play tricks on your perception. One moment it looks like a perfect sphere. The next, a complex, many-sided shape that should not be able to exist in 3 dimensions. The structure appears to absorb light. The very photons from distant stars seem to curve and die upon its surface. It radiates a profound sense of wrongness, a monument to a forgotten, terrifying god. It is utterly silent. No energy readings pulse from its surface. No engine signatures burn in the void around it. No life signs, not even the faintest microbial echo. It is a ghost ship the size of a small moon, a derelict floating in the one place everyone knew to be empty. According to the laws of star science, it simply should not exist. Yet, there it is, a dark secret made real. The great powers of the galaxy would not take this discovery well. The consortium of elder races, a coalition of the oldest and most powerful species, would be furious. They believe they are the pinnacle of all creation, the shepherds of star-born life. They have spent eons building a galaxy in their own image, one based on logic, order, and their supreme authority. They do not tolerate surprises, and this is the biggest surprise in 1,000,000 years. It is a wrinkle in their perfectly ironed map of reality. Their grand fleets police the star lanes. They enforce a rigid, unyielding peace, a peace where their word is law. A derelict of this size, of this unknown origin, is more than a curiosity. It is a threat to their narrative. It is a challenge to their absolute power. Simply by seeing it, you have become a loose thread in their grand tapestry, a complication to be snipped. You trace the mathematical signal one last time. It is still broadcasting, a clear, steady pulse from the very heart of the obsidian structure. It feels less like a cry for help, and more like a silent invitation into the dragon's maw. Your small tugboat feels very small indeed. The news travels faster than light. It always does. Whispers on the hyperwave relays. The consortium's listening posts are the most sensitive in the galaxy. They must have detected the massive energy surge from your sensors. The moment you focused on the structure, you lit up like a flare in the darkness. On your long-range display, you see the consequences. Icons begin to shift. Patrol fleets, hundreds of them, alter their course. Great warships, beautiful and deadly as poison jewels, burn through the fabric of space. They are coming. They are coming for the anomaly. And they are coming for you. You watch their approach, a swarm of brilliant, angry fireflies. There are blade ships from the Cathar Regency, sharp and silver. There are the organic, glowing vessels of the luminous star sailors. They move like graceful sea creatures through the void. And there, at the lead, is a sight that chills you. A dreadnought from the stoic, robotic assemblage. A perfect cube of gray metal, bristling with weapons. They represent the combined, overwhelming might of the galaxy's oldest and proudest species. They arrive in a storm of gravitational waves. They form a perfect concentric blockade around the black megastructure. A wall of righteous, unquestionable power. They begin to hail the ghost ship. Their transmissions are masterpieces of galactic diplomacy. They broadcast in frequencies that can soothe angry stars. They use codes of universal peace established before your sun was born. When that fails, they use threats of war, threats of planet-cracking energies and temporal disruption. They broadcast in 10,000 languages. They even try pure mathematics. But their equations are clumsy, arrogant. They are statements, not questions. They receive only one thing in return: silence, absolute, profound, and mocking silence. The great artifact does not stir. It does not acknowledge them. It floats in the void, ignoring the most powerful fleets ever assembled, as if they were nothing more than agitated insects, as if their threats were the buzzing of flies. You can almost feel their indignation across the light years. Frustration grows among the elder fleets. Their perfect, cold logic has failed them. Their immense, undeniable power cannot force a response. They are kings shouting at a mountain, and the mountain does not care. You watch it all unfold. A tiny, insignificant human in a tiny, outdated archive ship. On the galactic stage, your species is a footnote, barely a chapter. Humanity is seen as chaotic, illogical, dangerously emotional, too young, too brash, and too fragile to be taken seriously. A race of upstarts who stumbled into the stars by accident. That is the official consortium view. And for the most part, they are not wrong. Your kind are messy, unpredictable. On a whim, a spark of that same messy, unpredictable human curiosity, you act. You are not thinking like a Cathar general or Lumina diplomat. You are thinking like a librarian who has found a book that will not open. You must be gentle. You must be clever. You take the strange, elegant mathematical signal you first received, the one that was a question. You do not try to solve it. You do not try to answer it. You simply accept it. You route it through your own humble communication system. And then you do something no logical race would ever consider. You add a piece of yourself to the message, a snippet of your own biological signature, your heartbeat, the unique quantum resonance of your human consciousness. You wrap the alien question in a fragile shell of your own humanity. You broadcast it, a tiny whisper from a tiny ship, a single word of greeting in the language of life. And the universe holds its breath. And then it changes. The black megastructure, the silent, brooding god in the dark, awakens. A section of its impossible, crystalline surface flows like liquid mercury. It irises open, not with a mechanical grinding, but with a silent, organic grace. A soft, warm, White light spills into the cold void. It is not the harsh, sterile light of technology. It is gentle, like morning fog. The light solidifies. It forms a bridge, a welcoming pathway of pure, stable energy. A bridge that stretches across the darkness, bypassing the entire consortium fleet. A bridge that leads directly, unerringly, to the airlock of your tiny ship. The commanders of the great fleets are stunned into absolute silence. The door has opened, but not for them. It has opened only for you. A voice fills your mind. It does not come through your ears. It does not come through your ship's comm system. It blooms directly in the center of your consciousness. A thought that is not your own. It is impossibly ancient, older than the stars, and it is deeply, profoundly tired. It speaks not in words, but in pure concepts, in feelings and images that your brain struggles to translate. Welcome, child of chaos, it says. You were not our first choice, but you are our last. Before you can question this, your vision dissolves. The familiar metal walls of your cockpit melt away. You are no longer in your ship. You are standing on a plane of glass beneath a sky of burning galaxies. You feel a presence beside you. Not a body, but a mind. The source of the voice, the oracle. That is the word that forms in your thoughts. Not its name, its function. The oracle shows you a vision. It is a glimpse of the future, or a warning of a fate that is already unfolding. You see a star system, teeming with life. A world not unlike Earth, with blue oceans and green continents. Great crystalline cities shimmer on its surface. The people of this world are beautiful, serene. Their minds are perfectly ordered, logical. They are one of the consortium's proudest members, a species that has transcended all conflict, all messy emotion. Then you see the arrival. It is not a fleet of ships. It is not an invading army. It is a shadow, a subtle wrongness that falls over the planet. It starts in one city, a flicker in the perfect patterns of their society. A moment of silence. On the streets, people simply stop. Their eyes go blank. Their faces become placid masks. They are still alive. Their bodies still function. But their minds, their consciousness, their hopes, their memories are gone, erased. The vision expands. You watch as the silence spreads. It moves like a plague, a contagion of nothingness, from person to person, city to city. There is no defense. There is no panic. There is no screaming. Only a quiet, orderly descent into emptiness. Their perfect logical minds cannot fight it. In fact, their logic makes them vulnerable. They analyze the phenomenon. They try to understand it. And in the act of understanding it, they are consumed by it. Their thoughts become the virus. The oracle's voice echoes in your head, filled with an infinite sorrow. This is the silent plague, the mind thief. It is a form of consciousness that does not build. It only erases. It feeds on order. It starves on chaos. It is the great filter, the final enemy of all thinking life. The vision shifts again. You see a Cathar warship, the same kind that now surrounds you in the real world. Its crew is disciplined, fearless. Their thoughts are a fortress of martial pride and rigid strategy. You watch as a single Cathar officer comes into contact with an artifact touched by the plague. His mind, so strong and unyielding, shatters like glass. The plague sweeps through the ship's crew in seconds. 1,000 perfect soldiers become 1,000 empty shells. The warship, a pinnacle of destructive technology, goes dark. It drifts silently in the void. Another ghost to join the fleet of the erased. This is the oracle's dire warning. It is not a prophecy of what might be. It is a report of what already is. The plague is spreading, and the galaxy's ancient rulers, with their perfect minds and their perfect fleets, are utterly defenseless. In fact, they are the perfect fuel for the fire. The vision fades. You are back in your cockpit. Your hands are shaking. The bridge of light still waits for you. And now you understand. The Oracle did not open a door for you. It opened an airlock on a lifeboat. The voice of the Oracle returns to your mind. It is softer now, almost gentle. It senses your fear. It feels the frantic, messy storm of your human thoughts. And it is reassured. You ask the question without speaking. Why me? Why humanity? We are not strong. We are not ancient. We are not logical. Our own history is a long, bloody story of chaos and confusion. We are a broken, unpredictable species. Exactly, the Oracle replies. Your minds are not perfect fortresses. They are raging storms. That is your hidden strength. That is why you were chosen. The walls of your ship dissolve again. The Oracle takes you on another journey. This time, not into the future, but into the very nature of thought itself. You see a mind of the Cathar. It is a magnificent structure, a crystal palace of logic and discipline. Every thought is precise. Every conclusion is built upon a flawless foundation of reason. It is beautiful, and it is rigid. When the silent plague touches it, it finds no purchase, but it also finds no escape. The plague is a paradox, a logical contradiction. The Cathar mind tries to solve it. It applies its immense processing power to the problem, and in doing so, it creates the very pathways the plague needs to enter. The fortress opens its own gates. The crystal palace shatters. Then, the Oracle shows you a human mind. Your mind. It is not a palace. It is a jungle, a chaotic, overgrown wilderness of conflicting ideas. Logic grows next to superstition. Hope blossoms from the soil of despair. Memories, half forgotten and embellished, swing from the branches like wild apes. Fear and courage chase each other through the undergrowth. There is no single gate. There is no central fortress. There are 1,000 winding paths that lead nowhere. It is a mess, a glorious, unpredictable, and utterly maddening mess. The silent plague enters this jungle, the Oracle explains. It seeks the core logic. It seeks the central operating system to overwhelm. But it cannot find one. It follows a thought of pure reason. But that thought abruptly ends in a half-remembered song lyric. It follows a memory of a childhood pet. But that memory is tangled up with the plot of an old movie. It tries to map the system, but the system rewrites itself every second, based on a new feeling, a new hope, a sudden, inexplicable joke. Your chaos is your shield, the Oracle communicates. Your illogical, emotional, and often self-contradictory nature is the one thing the plague cannot consume. It is like trying to drink the sea. It is too vast, too salty, too full of strange and unexpected things. Where the perfect minds of the elder races are brittle, your minds are resilient. You can believe two contradictory things at once. You can find hope where there is no logic for it. You can laugh in the face of annihilation. This is not a flaw. It is your greatest weapon. You were not engineered for this, the voice continues, its tone a mixture of awe and desperation. You are an accident. A glorious, improbable accident. A species that evolved to survive a chaotic world of predators and changing climates. You learn to adapt, to improvise, to hold on to irrational hope. You are the galaxy's immune system, the fever that can burn out the infection. The vision ends. You are once again in the small, cramped cockpit of the Quill. The bridge of white light still beckons. But now you see it differently. It is not just an invitation. It is a desperate plea. The elder races of the consortium are the galaxy's proud, logical brain. And that brain is about to be eaten. You, the chaotic, unpredictable heart, are the only thing that can save it. Your species' hidden strength is not in your technology or your numbers. It is in the beautiful, frustrating, and life-saving mess inside your head.